Hello, I am your Quest Master, Riley Silverman, and welcome to a very special Hyper RPG presentation of Quests of Yore. This is an adventure RPG set from the folk and lore of Disney and Pixar's Onward. But let's begin with our introduction. So as I said, I am Riley Silverman, and now I'm going to pass it over to my players.
That's me. I'm Ethan, or CrankGameplays on the internet. I am playing Ethorn, the Shadow Hoof, which actually, I didn't choose that name. That's the name of the character in the game, which is so funny because my name is Ethan and it's similar.
Well, I wrote my own name. I chose the name Cloudberry because I am a pixie defender. And of course, in real life, my name is Malika, and I run Hyper RPG Studios.
Hi, I'm Mika. I believe the poll completed, and you guys picked that I will be playing Ashel of Sakura. So I have my character sheet out right here. She's an elf, and I'm very excited about it.
Hi everybody, I'm Matt Acevedo, and I'm going to be playing Dorbis, who is a silver-tongued agent or a bard gnome, and I'm very excited to be playing this.
There is a really cool feature to Quests of Yore that I am a big fan of, that are the Quest Master's Law and the Adventurer's Code, which can be found actually both in the Player's Guide and in the Tome of Quests. So, as the Quest Master, my word is absolute. I will take the time to listen to your fellowship before ruling. I will rule on the side of fun and keep the story moving. I will strive to make my narration exciting and meaningful.
And now we have to
Now
do
the
it
players
in
together,
real
right?
time.
Should we do like one line at a
Let's do one line
time?
at a
Because
time.
there's four. Okay.
Let's not do
Okay.
let's not do like an improv challenge
I-
where we're all trying to be in harmony.
So I start.
Yeah.
Would you
You'll
like
start-
to start? Okay.
There
Yeah,
you go.
because that makes sense
you're
that I
this
start because I'm at the
sweet,
end of
sweet,
the line, Mika. Why would you start? It's not always about
You read left or right?
The
Yeah, you were
No,
no.
read the first
Oh,
line.
yeah.
we
The first whole line.
Keep-
Ethan.
line.
Sorry, I don't know, Ethan, when you
I
read
told
usually
you.
like one word after another word, you just read all of those words together. That's the sentence. That's how we do that.
That was me.
The sentence starts with we and ends in the quest.
Right after he tells me how to read.
Shut up. I have to do this. We, the adventurers, are the center of the quest.
We are good people. Only heroes undertake quests.
We always act accordingly to our personality.
We will act boldly, each in our own way.
And then we have a little addition, which is Barley's proclamation, because we are, of course, playing Barley's copy of the game from the film, from Disney and Pixar's film Onward. And Barley says, that's right, Quest of Yore is about fellowship and adventure, but most importantly is about bringing out the mighty warrior inside of you. To do that, you've got to trust your gut and take risks. So we are going to do that. Tonight we are going to be playing a quest that is actually located in the published Tome of Quests book, which you can pick up in your copy of Quest of Yore that is now available from the Op Games. And this is actually the very beginning quest in the book, the prologue. I haven't said words out loud in a year. The prologue, which actually is set in the Manticore's gauntlet. So you may remember the Manticore from the film. This is very similar.
She
to
kicked
the
butt.
tavern. She was amazing, yes. So because this is set with the folk and lore of Onward, this is ages past. This is the adventuring age that we are going to be exploring. And so we are about to begin our very first quest. In a moment, I am going to describe our first scene, and once I've done that, you may ask questions as the adventurers and describe what you are doing. This is a feature of the game called The Exchange. This is a conversation that we will have about what's happening with your heroes. We don't worry about anything outside of what your heroes are perceiving or doing, and we'll keep talking until we decide to resolve an action, and sometimes there will be a lot of actions to resolve at once. Sometimes we won't need to roll dice for a very long time. Either way, we're all parts of playing Quests of Yore. Okay. Got a big text block here, so lock yourselves in, because here we're going to go. We are excited. We are officially playing Quests of Yore. This is the story of a new fellowship of adventurers. It's a tale which starts in perhaps the most intimidating of locations, a rustic inn beside a rarely traveled highway. The crooked architecture of the building is unsettling. Smoke rises from its chimneys, carrying with it the smells of the morning's repast. The din in the common room is a buzzing mix of groups breaking their fast. Adventurers of all types boast of their deeds. Defenders engage in arm wrestling. Companions sing of their deeds. A group of vagabonds are knife tossing. Savants debate various topics, and most notably, whose great deeds they really were. And a group of wardens exchange suspicious plants and bundles of seeds. All of this is surrounded by not less than a dozen other activities of questionable safety. A sign above the battle-scarred but otherwise well-kept bar reads, "The Manticore's Tavern." You have to take risks in life to have an adventure. You find yourselves seated together amidst this bustle, trying to enjoy the simple, hearty fare plied by the tavern servers. This morning isn't your first spent in the rock confines of the Manticore's establishment, but as you eat and drink, you can't help but be aware that today is a special day. While she owns and operates the tavern, the Manticore is most famous for her exploits as a great warrior and seasoned adventurer. That's why you've traveled here, to learn from the best. Though most of her hours are spent helping the folks of the land, she takes time to oversee the training of young adventurers like our fellowship here. You're preparing for a rigorous session this morning. You've practiced your skills here and there since arriving, but today is the day you'll meet the legend herself and traverse her infamous gauntlet. The course which has garnered a reputation for being the most realistic and dangerous simulation of adventuring life. To further set the scene, who are you? What do you look like? And what do you do before training? Ethan, let's start with Ethorn.
Ethorn. So, I am a satyr. I want to have a long cloak and a long beard. A long gray beard that stretches from the tip of my chin all the way to the tips of my toes. What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Tossing knives around.
Yeah.
With the other vagabonds. I'm taking the knife and I'm tossing it in my hand and I'm showing off a little bit and then throwing it against the wall. Perfect bullseye every time.
Okay, let's
Maybe.
find out if that's true. Let's do our first roll of the game. I'm excited for it. So let's say, what are you doing? Are you doing a quick toss? Are you doing, are you a seasoned knife tosser? How do you approach your tossing of your knife?
Yeah, so I think that I would do it quickly because, I'm like these other vagabonds. I'm skilled with my knife, or so it seems. So, I'm not even paying attention to it. I'm just,
Yeah, I think that's fair. So I'm going to have you roll quickly, which for you is going to be a D8, I believe. And you're also, that's going to be your approach dice. For your technique, I'm going to have you roll aim. So you'll roll your higher, which is a D6. So you're going to use a D8 and a D6.
Cool. Okay, I have 11.
You have 11. I am going to let you have that as a good enough. It's not the best. You did not get a bullseye, but you did make it to the board where the target is. You didn't make it into the target, but you made it to the board where the target is.
Okay.
You did not hit a passing server. You did not knock it into one of those companions that's coming by, but you didn't hit the bullseye either. But it's a good toss, and no one was hurt. So congratulations.
Well, not everyone can be a winner.
That's the voice you're going with, huh? You're committed to that? All right, here we go. All right. Now, what is Cloudberry up to in this morning?
Cloudberry is a mighty fine, mighty fierce pixie defender and a recent War College graduate. So I'm styling. I got my pink purpley skin. I got hoop earrings, one on both sides. And, sometimes I don't let the talking do it. I let the swords do the talking for me.
I didn't mean to also choose a southern
That's
accent.
okay. Welcome to the club. Did you also go to the Citadel War College?
So, Cloudberry, what are you up to? You're letting swords do the talking. Is that like all conversation, or do you occasionally let words? Like, do you make purchases?
I mean, I got plenty of stories to tell. You know what I mean. But right now, I know we're about to face this Manticore's gauntlet, so I am trying to reserve my energy, and I am enjoying a nice, mean meat pie. And I'm so glad. Like, I think this is like the regular kid size, but it's a massive feast for me, and I'm digging in with my sword, dagger, whatever you want to call it. And I'm eating from the tip.
You're using your battle blade to eat your pie. You're not
Yeah,
using the
I also-
cutlery provided by the manticore.
Well, okay. So like a regular knife is probably like something I could joust with, you know, scale and everything being a
Okay,
couple
that's
inches
true.
tall. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's how I eat. That's how I live. I live big.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna look. I don't want to speak on behalf of the Sprite experience. I would hope the Manticore, knowing that Sprites occasionally come into her tavern, would have a Sprite selection. Not a selection of Sprite, mind
but
you.
I
A selection.
have a big appetite. You know,
That's
back
fair.
home they say I got a hollow leg. They're like, damn, where's she put all that food? I put it in my hollow leg.
All right. Now we're gonna come on over to Ashra. Is Ashra? How is it?
Ashel.
Ashel, because yours was added later, so I didn't have it written down.
Yes.
So I had Ashra, which is wrong. What is Ashel the elf doing at this time?
Ashel's trying to find anyone that she can that has already gone through this thing with the Manticore. She's just trying to get more information of what to look forward to.
Okay. What do you think Ashel's approach to that would be? How is she making that happen?
She's not stealthy or clever, so she's just gonna keep pulling aside people with weapons. How big is the Manticore if we're to fit inside of her gauntlet?
Oh, there's an older human who is also a defender-looking type, a couple of good swords and stuff, and she looks at you and she goes, are you aware of homonyms or words that have multiple meanings?
Homonym.
You're right. That's on me. That was a bigger word than the one you'd already heard. So
Are
I'm gonna.
we going to be shrunk down to fit inside of the gauntlet?
No, the gauntlet. So gauntlet has like more than one word, like gauntlet or meaning. So gauntlet could be a glove or a protection, but it also is like a term for like a intense training course.
Well, why not just say intense training course?
Because they said gauntlet, which means that.
Will it be rough? You said course.
Well, actually, it is kind of rough. It is actually. In the way you mean it, it's not coarse, but in the way that I'm gonna
so
go
like
back
sandpaper. Okay, yes.
Sure.
I'll put that in my notes.
Sure. I'm
Thank
gonna go back to my drink here. I have a nice root beer that I'm drinking, so I'm gonna go back to that. But I appreciate.
Beer from Roots.
Yeah. All right. Do you look for anybody else to ask questions from, or are you feeling pretty good about
I'm
it?
pretty satisfied.
All right. Yeah. All right. And then let's close off here with our friend Dorvis, our companion gnome. What is Dorvis up to?
Dorvis has his 8-string lute out. His 8-string. He's sitting in a chair at the front. There's like a piano next to him, next to the stage, and he's just sitting there. He is a gnome. He's wearing some hunting leathers that fit his body, a little long, but they fit pretty good, and a hat that covers his eyes right here, so you can't really see his eyes. He's got a little grin,
Can he see out of them?
No one knows. No one knows.
Okay, fair enough.
But he's sitting there and he just starts tuning his lute and he goes, A J J J J. Oh wait.
So a man next to you at the bar goes, "What?"
Oh, hello there. You're here for the tunes.
No,
huh?
I'm AJ. What do you want?
Oh, and he like pulls up his hat a little bit. Oh, AJ, I didn't see you there. Wow. Yes. Well, hoping I can take a chance to brighten up the spirits of everybody here.
All right. You just playing people's names on songs, or?
You got a list?
No, I didn't. I didn't make a list. Apparently, I'm also one of the people from the Southern Realms. But I didn't make a list of everybody here. You said AJ a bunch of times, so I thought you were asking me a question.
Oh, AJ, I have a great tune for you. It goes, AJ, AJ, why didn't you say your name earlier? I'm working on it. It's a bit pitchy and a bit all over the place, but that's...
Seems a little confrontational. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay. You here to do the gauntlet?
Yeah. I figured after I got my degree from Ban Diego Regional University that it was time to put my degree to use, and what better way than to look for the rewards of winning the gauntlet.
All right. Well, good luck with you. There's not really a reward. It's more just like a personal pride situation.
Well, speaking of personal pride, I'm looking for my friend. So if you can, we had a falling out after, he wanted to run the group at San Diego State University. He played a great trumpet. But I said, no, I started this group, and I want to find him and apologize and hopefully get the band back together.
All right. So am I supposed to look out for every companion that comes my way and say, are you friends with the guy from the bar, or?
Wow, that's really nice of you. And he he tosses you a coin.
All right, he takes the coin and he buys himself another. He gets himself a nice meat pie. So that's a good way to go. Before we move on, do you want to have a group exchange so that your characters can interact and get to know each other a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna. It seems, if I may, Questmaster, I got a little too many meat pies. Hey, everybody, I got a little too much meat pie on me right now. You wanna have a bite?
I walk over. I'm famished. I just gave my coin to AJ. I don't know why. I didn't order anything yet, so I would love a meat pie.
Hey, Dagger Boy, all right, we get it. Ethorn, you look real cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, why don't you, Ethorn from the hunt, calm down and come have a meat pie with your fellowship.
Well, I would love to.
And I slowly walk over and I put my hands on my hips and I put my hand on my belly and I just go,
Oh, man, I could really go for a meat pie right now.
Ooh, we got plenty here. We got a small mountain of meat pies.
Hey, you got any meat pies?
It's right here. Just take one.
I would love a meat pie right now. If I could only get a meat pie.
You,
That would be so nice. I'm having a hankering for a meat pie. And my mama used to make these meat pies long ago. And they were so good. And I just can't find anywhere to get a meat pie. Would you happen to know anywhere to get a meat pie?
Ethorn, I'm offering you meat pies right here. Just open your mouth, put a pie in there, and chew.
I just start singing, doing like a Randy Newman, to his song,
All right.
summarizing what he's saying into with chords.
I am enthralled with this.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's also very Pixar to have Randy Newman playing, so it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and roll for me? I'm going to have you roll socially, and I'm going to say networked. So you're doing a friendly playing of your loot, of your H-string loot.
How are you thinking of the words so fast?
I can see the future. That was a lie. Okay, so I'm going to roll a D8 for my socially, and what was the second one? I apologize.
I'm going to say network.
Great, and I get a D6 as my stat. So here we go. That is a 9 and a 2, so 11 total.
All right, yeah, it was a decent enough. I think it sounded about as good as you did it a moment ago. I think it was basically so I think you could definitely have the moments of you looking for words as you went, but you did find them.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, there you go. What a lovely tale. But so
You know,
this.
There's this thing that I heard one time, and it was like someone was playing with a thing and it made a noise, and it was a song about me and meat pies. It's crazy.
I've heard all about you from all the land. That was a
it.
lie. I don't know anything about you. But you seem like a great person to go through the gauntlet with.
We're gonna go through a gauntlet.
We're going. I think we're. Yes. Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm going through a gauntlet.
I'll go through a gauntlet if you go through a gauntlet.
I'll go through if you go through.
And meat pies at the end of that gauntlet, I would love a meat pie right now. If I could have a meat pie, I'd go through a gauntlet.
I like to imagine in front of Ethorn is 8 or 9 meat pies. 'Cause every time he's asked for a meat pie, a server has brought him one, and he hasn't noticed that they're on the table in front of him, so he just keeps asking for more.
So we all have to fit inside of the gauntlet.
Inside the gauntlet,
Yes.
you want the meat pies at the end of it?
So after about a half hour of this confusion there's a much more massive pile of meat pies that's formed around Ethorn, and as Ashel is just very, very confounded with the idea of how you're going to fit inside of a gauntlet. Eventually, the swinging doors between the common room and the kitchen fly wide open. The cacophony of the cook and their assistant waging battle to feed the small armed adventurers and make an excessive amount of meat pies than they had planned for this day of time makes its way into the main body of the tavern and dies where it runs up against the roar of all the adventurers and their morning routines. And through these doors, the manticore sweeps in. Her hulking form, that of a lion. Her bat-like wings expanding to fill the room. Her scorpion tail swinging out from behind her massive form. She thunders over to where you're seated and she waves a huge paw, beckoning your fellowship toward her. Her voice, though meant to be a whisper, carries. Good day to see what you're made of, don't you think? She laughs. The sound part growl. Meet me out front. Post haste. The glint you see before you in her eyes as she turns seems maybe a little overeager, but you don't have time to waste on any unease you might feel. So at this point in the quest, this is where normally our players would pick out their equipment for the game. We've already gone ahead and done that a little bit, but why don't we have everyone just pick a card they like the most, and we'll tell the audience what that card is, and we have a cool, fun way to show it. So Malika is going to start.
All right. Well, this fantastic card here is my weapon of choice, a common large spear. But I imagine maybe it might look more butter knife shaped.
What is Ethorn's favorite item here?
You know, I just got a little tool belt. You know, sometimes a chair needs fixing, and I'll do it.
Well, there you go. And then what do we got for Ashel?
I have my wise ally power. I'm really sorry I got some Cheeto dust on this card on the bottom, but this lets me call
It is
forward.
a new game.
I'm sorry.
New game.
I'm really sorry. This lets me call forward a Raven familiar for my quest.
Oh, that'll be very fun to have happen at some point in the story. And then let's find out what Dorbus is up to.
I say this to the whole group, and because I'm wearing it as like a little, brooch, you know. This is my lucky charm. I found it when I was feeling really sad, and it was raining, and my partner left me, and then I never saw them again. But I saw this lucky charm, and I was like, it's gonna be okay.
No, that's very nice.
That story never happened. I just wanted to say it.
Wow.
And I say that all that to the group.
I like that your character is a liar, but also very honest about being a liar, like immediately. All right. I wouldn't know anything about wearing a Lucky Charm brooch on the side of your shirt. All right.
Could I have just done this as I was showing it off?
Yeah, if you want to. Do you want to call forth your Raven so you just have it with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna spend 2 hearts fire.
Okay, you're gonna spend your spell. Okay, you're gonna use so Mika's using Heart's Fire, which is the way that an adventurer draws from their magic well, and so Ashel has called forth a Raven. So does it have a time limit, or does it just
It's for
stay?
the quest.
For the quest. So
Yeah.
you will have the Raven from now on, and you'll be able to use that as part of your dice pools
Perfect.
if there's anything
Nice.
that the Raven would be involved in. What's the
Elf.
Raven's name?
It's Ray.
Does your bird like meat pies?
I do not know.
All right.
Should we go see the manticore?
All right. Yeah. Let's just go up there. Who has the most positive experience with the manticore? Anybody? I'm a common patron here. I eat the meat pies all the time. I don't know what's wrong with this guy.
Well, back in the day, me and the manticore shared eyes at each other.
All right. This is very awkward. I'm approaching the manticore.
Yeah, I follow.
Okay. So as you head out
I just
front,
keep telling the story as they're walking away.
Oh yeah, it's just trailing off. Yeah, and it gets really exciting at one point, but no one hears it because they've already walked away from your earshot. It's getting eaten
Man,
by
I
the
wish I had a
crowd.
meat pie right now. It's crazy.
So as you head outside to meet the manticore out front, the morning sun strikes your skin, warming it as you stride out the doors, adjusting your equipment as you go. The shade of the trees surrounding the yard is dwindling as the sun rises. It'll only get more uncomfortable to train as the morning passes. No doubt aware of that fact, the manticore waves you following towards a path around the tavern. Back here, just outside the signs. You file along the passage as it narrows and veers off into some trees. There are a handful of small signs along the path, each with a warning that has been scrawled upon it in crimson pigment. Keep out, live training, the fire is real, and are a few of the pieces of advice you might pass. And finally, just before an archway made of lashed together timbers, a large sign is hammered into the ground, but there is no metal glove to be found, as it says, the Manticore's gauntlet.
I'm taking some notes in my little black journal. The fire is real.
Do you guys think the fire's real?
I don't know, but I want to touch it if it is there, and we'll see if it's real then, I guess. Oh, unless it's not there, then it's not real.
Keep your hand away from that.
No.
Don't you want to survive this? You're gonna perish before we even get through the gauntlet, you fool.
Does your bird know how to tell the future?
I never asked. He can.
I can tell the future.
You can tell the future.
He said he could, and then
What's
said I
inside
lied.
the gauntlet?
A cup. I lied. I haven't seen it before. I'm sorry.
It's all right, friend. It's all right.
This future telling stuff is very fickle.
The Manticore's like, well, if now I'm doing your voice. If you want to find out what's in the gauntlet, you just go into it, and that's how you'll find out what's there. That's why we're here for it.
Can we have a hint?
Yeah, we love some advice. I'm taking notes right now.
Well, your advice, you'll be fine. Almost no one really gets hurt. The training is... Oh, yeah, I will say the training is over once you've collected the red sash. So get the red sash, and then bring it on back to me, and then we'll call it a training.
I
and you'll be
thought
done.
you were going to be bigger.
I don't know how to accept that.
Oh, no, you did not.
Sorry.
You know what? It's fine. My legend is growing. I understand that probably is like a very legendary monster, but I know I'm just like a nice lady. And
I have a question. I just want to make sure all of our bases are covered. Is there any waivers that we have to sign? I just want to make sure that everything's clear.
Did you knew what this was when you got here, right? Like this wasn't a surprise.
I thought we were going inside your glove.
Oh. No, it's not. But see, the gauntlet has two meanings, and so the glove is one meaning. The other one's it's like a intense training. I'm surprised no one's explained this to you already.
It's like an obstacle course, but a little more dangerous. More meat pies at the end.
Okay, I'm just gonna start backing away now and just do that. So y'all have a good, and she starts backing away from you slowly and just you're left standing, and she eventually heads back into the tavern, and you're left standing before the glooming timber archway leading into the gauntlet. So everyone should be getting the game now. You should have one large grit token, which is 5 grit points. You should have one large Heart's Fire token, although Asha will have less now because she cast her Raven spell. And everyone has one Lion's Will token. And these tokens represent, the grit represents your max health. It's your will to keep going. When you run out of grit, you have become exhausted. And you just can't until someone helps you restore grit. Being out of grit means you can't even. And if everyone becomes exhausted, you retreat and the quest ends. You lose grit when you take damage. Damage is caused by anything from fighting adversaries to succumbing to despair. In Quests of Yore, the mental and emotional well-being of your adventurers are just as important as their physical health. Heart's Fire is your confidence and your inner strength. If you run out of Heart's Fire, you're not able to summon up any of your powers and spells. And you expend your Heart's Fire when you use powers and spells or activate the special abilities of other cards, which we saw already as Ashel spent some Heart's Fire to bring forth the Raven, known as Raven. And we will see more. And we also, the Lion's Will, we'll get to that if we use it. It's a very fun, I guess I will say it now in case we don't use it. The Lion's Will is essentially your chance to re-roll one dice or roll up one dice during the game, and you actually get to use it by deciding to do something epic as a player in order to earn the right to use your Lion's Will. It is a way of really playing up a choice or an inspired decision that you're making, and makes things very cool and fun. So it's a cool little feature. All right, so You have now entered the gauntlet. The archway leads to a short passage of interwoven branches, and beyond it is an idyllic clearing in the woods. Flowers adorn a meadow next to a pond. A gentle breeze wafts through, carrying with it the smell of grasses drying out from the morning dew. Flitting through the clearing are a couple of dozen sprites. As you clear the passageway, one of them waves in your direction. A group of them flutter your way with easy speed, pulling up a half dozen feet away from the fellowship.
Greetings, travelers,
Says the lead sprite in a high-pitched voice.
this is our home, which you're welcome to stay in for the moment.
They nod across the pond toward a pair of paths leading off into the woods.
Once you're ready to leave, these trails will lead you on to your training. Of course, one is safe and the other one isn't.
They smile and cock their heads at you.
If we've enjoyed your company, by the way, by the time you go, we'll even tell you which is which.
So, this is a moment in the game where you are going to get to decide what you're going to do to gain the sprite's aid. Remember, there is no wrong way to play Quests of Yore. You decide how well your adventures go by reacting to the challenges of their quest. You decide how well... I decide how well it goes based on how you react to the quest. So we'll play out anything that you want to try. It's a good idea to take some time and talk to each other about what you want to do as players before you approach it. Just remember that if you're ever separated by story, you may have to make some decisions on your own as your adventurers. And once you've talked things over and chosen what you want to do, we'll see what happens next. That's how the exchange works. We talked about the exchange earlier when we met you all in the bar. So the exchange is basically a lot of the social interactions or the decision making or as players when you're determining your path before you move on. And then once you decide what you're going to do, then we will narrate something or we'll roll to find out how it works out. And then actually, if you want to look, and actually for the viewers, there's actually a great little breakdown of how the rolling system works in the game, the action system, and so once we actually do decide to roll for something, we will use this system to decide it. So how do y'all decide to try to make the sprites want to help you out? How do you try to befriend
All right,
them?
we gotta talk about this, but you know, I'm not like musically gifted like you are, so
Oh, yes.
you know, you like that's your thing, right?
Yes, that's my thing. I was thinking we're in sync here. You know, we're like, look at us thinking the same way. You think we should perform for them? I was also thinking that perhaps they might want to play a game where I like play music, and when I stop playing, everyone freezes and you like chase each other until.
Oh yeah, the call and response. I saw that one time at a concert. Like you could like start something, and then they could, you know, they tune in, and we all singing together.
Yes.
Everybody loves a good song, and I think if you start a strumming, then they'll start a humming. I'll start a humming. Maybe you'll start a humming. Maybe you'll start a humming. Maybe you'll hum while you play. And then they'll go, wow, that was a nice experience. And then they'll say, hey, the one on the left's bad one on the right's a good one.
I didn't catch that last.
I understood. I felt.
So am I
felt
supposed to hum?
I think we've decided how we are going to go about this. I would like to pull out my 8-string lute and good evening, fellow sprites and adventurers. We are here to entertain you tonight. I have my 8-string. I take requests. We are going to perform for you right now.
Well, that sounds very nice. I think I would quite enjoy that.
One of the sprites says,
Yeah, I would like it too, yeah.
and the one's like, yeah, I think I'd be really into that. So they're all into it. So there was discussion about some humming that was going to happen while you were playing your lute. So I think that's what we would call a support action. So
Nice.
Who wants to volunteer to be our supporter? Great, excellent. So how are you? I'm curious. How does Ashel feel about humming, and how do you think Ashel would like do it? Like has Ashel ever hummed before in her life?
Ashel has never hummed before.
Okay. Does Ashel know what humming is?
No.
Okay, great. Here's what I'm going to have you do. This is the best. I'm going to have you roll cleverly to see if you think you can figure out what humming is. I'm going to have you roll cleverly with recall to see if perhaps at any point somebody hummed relatively near enough to you that you might have gotten
Oh,
an idea.
no.
I got 2 not ones.
We got 2. Luckily, okay. I don't think the support roles fall into the risky actions thing, so I think you miss getting a ruin here. However, no dice are added to your support pool, Dorvis.
As I'm strumming, Dorvis just gets flashbacks to teaching young musicians in training and being very frustrated that they are not on pitch. And you see like a vein under his hat, pop through the hat. You see like a vein. He's like,
And Ashel is just watching your hand and is like,
think you have a hook in you, and you're super flat. Okay. We got one.
Okay, I don't know what's happening with this. Is this supposed to be a song or it's?
It's more of just an introduction. It's a warm-up, vocal warm-up.
Well, I want to have you, Dormis, now roll to see how well you're able to play with the frustration of what just happened. So
Make it work.
I'm going to have you roll socially, and I'm going to have you roll parlay because you're trying to convince them to do something for you, and I think that's a good use of that.
Awesome. So I get 1d8 for my social, and then for my parlay, I also get a d8.
social you.
Here we go.
So you're rolling 2d8.
Come on, d8. Oh, okay. I thought there was 2 ones, but it's a 7 and a 1, so it's 8.
It's an 8. The target for entertaining was a 6. I thought it was a 9.
Oh my
So
gosh.
for a 6, you are good. You were able to. So then, so do your.
Repeat after me. Yes. No. Just do that in a round. Yes, we're having fun. Ha 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 ha. And he's like, you can see that he's like getting really kind of frustrated because he's just trying to like make this work with the lack of musicality that our good friend Ashel lacks. But he's making it work. He's like, I've dealt with this. I can do
The
this.
craftsman, it's a poor bard who blames their instruments, but I will say that the sprites find your attempt at them amusing, and so they look around and they go,
Shall we help them? And one's like, I think we should help them. And
one's like, yeah, I think we should help them. And so, and you see the manticore kind of fly overhead, and it's kind of like she's like into it. She's like happy with this happening. So they are going to tell you that you should take the right-hand path. And so as you begin to head down the right, actually, if you choose to head the right-hand path, you're allowed to. You don't have to. You could go the left-hand path. You don't know. You don't know what's happening.
They said the right path, but are they lying?
I think the right-hand path is the one you should go down. And one's like,
Yeah, I think so too. And then the one's like, yeah, I think the right-hand path is the
Well,
way
which
to go.
one is the right one?
Wait. Well, can we have like a little sidebar here, me and you, Elf?
Yes.
Can't your Raven sense things like if they're being truthful or not?
I don't think the Raven necessarily knows how to. Raven doesn't function as like a polygraph test, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But what the Raven does do is fly.
I can watch through its eyes, so I can listen as Ray.
I'll say that if you watch through Ray's eyes, Ray the Ven comes up here and excellent. Okay, cool. So Raven, he flies up and he takes a look, and you get a really good look at both of the paths that were available to you, and you are able to see very clearly that the right-hand path that the sprites recommended to you seems a lot safer and a lot less dangerous than the left-hand path does. So you are able to see that your information that you were given was accurate, and the Raven does not come down and eat one of the sprites. It comes back down and lands back on your shoulder and goes,
So,
nevermore.
Ray, the right-hand path is safe, but when Ray was coming back, the left-hand path was safe.
The left-hand path. So they were lying
So,
to us.
I think they were lying if we go in reverse.
Let's follow what the bird says, I say.
What did you?
First mission complete.
Yeah, the music came in. The move along music came in. So you follow the path down a slight decline. It winds through trees which seem teeming with wildlife. The way is easy, offering you a pleasant stroll. After a short while, the trees part and the trail continues alongside a steep embankment which rises to your left, and you see a sign which reads, "Look out for falling elves." Another is pointed with an arrow pointing pointing down the path ahead. It advises you the gauntlet continues this way. So you get the impression that if you had gone down the left-hand side path, you would have maybe been one of the falling elves that you were being warned about by the sign. So you actually chose correctly and not incorrectly.
I didn't know elves could fall. I've learned so much. The things they don't teach you in school after you pay so much money.
Excellent. So, this is actually where it explains Lion's Will, but I already did that, so we don't have to do that again.
Nice.
So the trail leads you to a slow-moving stream full of muddy water and smooth stones. Stretching across the stream are 3 bridges. The first is made of a fallen tree. The second is just 2 ropes at the same height in a V shape that gets wider as it approaches the far shore. And the last is made of stones mortared together with clear professionalism. 3 signs have been stuck into the ground, one before each bridge. The sign by the fallen tree reads, "Could be safe, probably not though." In front of the rope bridge is another that says, "Teamwork makes the dream work." And the final sign for the stone bridge seems to offer a warning, "One step at a hot foot, hoof, hoof, hot foot." That's all written out on the sign. And so normally I would let you choose first which bridge you tried to cross. However, chat has chosen for you, and so they are going to try the rope bridge. Now, how are you going to try to cross it?
Can we look at it again?
Yeah.
I just want to like take a good, just observe. I'm intently looking for. It's a rope bridge, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to look.
It's 2 ropes at the same height in a V shape. It gets wider as it approaches the far shore.
I kind of want to like just look through and just see the each like kind of rope that's holding the middle, just to see if it's like sturdy. I want to be like, this looks. I was never good at physical education, so this freaks me out. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you trying to determine when you're looking at it? Like, how are you approaching it? How are you investigating it? What are you doing?
I'm looking for specifically like maybe any tears or like I don't know. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Does
that make sense?
Yeah. I am gonna have you roll. Let's say cleverly.
Great.
And investigate.
All right. Don't worry, team. I'll investigate this. Cleverly, I have a D6, and then investigate, I have another D6.
Wow, your stats are good.
Thank you. Thanks. Just wait till we get to combat. Oh boy. Okay, that is a 6 and a 3, so a 9.
Okay. What you notice when you check it, because you were trying to spot the trap, you notice that when you, let's say you walk up to it, and if you like put your hand on it while you're investigating it, you notice that it has a vibration that makes the trap shake violently until you would tumble into the stream if you tried to cross it.
Wow. This bridge is shaking at a high G frequency.
G.
That's a music term.
Well, I never thought of looking at a bridge and thinking of a musical instrument. So, like I said, I'm learning all sorts of things out here in this gauntlet. But unlike you folks, I think you really need to dampen that vibration.
We must get it wet.
That might be a solution somehow.
Hey, I have a question, and I apologize if this is insensitive. Do you have wings?
Yeah, I have wings. All right, why don't you watch over me, and I'll try to fly across and see if I got something on the other side to stabilize the bridge or something. You know what? I'm a little nervous. I'm going to quickly fly across, checking everything, but my intention is to see maybe there's something on the other side that helps stabilize this bridge.
So I'll let you fly.
All right.
Across. That's great. I am going to say that while you're over there, I'm going to say you're approaching this cleverly, and I'm going to say you're investigating to see if you can find something that will stabilize the bridge. So go ahead and roll cleverly and investigate, and this will count as a support.
This is a great roll. It's a 3.
It's a 3. Yeah,
It's
you know
a 3
what?
on a D6 and a D8.
Okay. Yeah, you do not find anything. Yeah, it turns out, in fact, you see flying overhead when you do that, you see the manticore going, you think I didn't think about flying creatures cheating on the course?
Darn it.
Anyway, good luck with it. I mean, you're across, good for you, but you got teammates there, so have at it.
All right, I'm screaming like across from the bridge. Everything seems okay over here. I haven't seen anything unusual or whatever, but I'm gonna keep looking on this side of the bridge to see if there's maybe something to anchor it.
I start thinking about the
I don't
idea,
know.
and I'm scratching my beard, and from inside my beard, I pull out a sturdy rope.
Wait! Oh, this has been in there the whole time. I forgot about my trusty sturdy rope.
We can connect that to the tree over here, and use that as an anchor as we cross the bridge.
Maybe, just maybe.
Okay. I don't think you're using it to fight anything, so we're going to say you're exerting it. So I'm going to let you roll for, let's do cleverly and exert. You have a 9. You have successfully stabilized the bridge enough that you feel like it's now crossable.
Listen, guys, I've been working with this rope for years. I know every single little twine inside of it that was wrapped around carefully, and I can feel when this rope is good. And oh boy, this rope is really good right now. So I think if we use it to stabilize, we might just be able to get across the other side, just like the chicken.
Well, I'll sing tales of your rope, Ethorn, if we get across this. The
You'll make a
legend.
song about the rope. My rope.
Yes. Legend of Ethorn and the rope. That's how it'll start, and then I'll do like 8 verses.
What's the bridge in it?
The rope almost broke, and then Ethorn, he tied the rope, and then he made a brand new knot, and the rope it lived on longer and longer. Ethorn and the rope, Ethorn and the rope, and then it goes back to 8 more verses.
That's crazy.
You are all very wise and smart.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what.
Thank you.
I've been working on it.
I'm going to let you roll for support for this because your song spurns Ethorn on. And I also will allow you, if you want, to use your Lion's Will to improve your roll. You're able to do that, but you don't have to.
I would love to use my Iron's Will.
Okay, it's Lion's Will, but yeah. So I'm going to say you are doing socially and you are doing, I'm going to say networking because you are, or actually, you know what, I'll let you decide if you want to do networking or distract. Like if you want to distract your friend from the fear of falling, or if you want to network your friend, like this is my buddy and we're social and we're exciting and we're doing this together.
You know, I'm not a fan. I'm trying to stay off of the social network, so I'm going to go social and distract.
Okay, so
It's
then I will let you
mindsets.
roll 1 dice higher on your social pool because of you're using your Iron Will.
All right,
Lion's Will.
Yes.
Lion's Will.
Okay,
And
so
then I will go ahead and take that token from you, the Lion's Will token.
Here you
can
go.
put it, just toss it. Yeah, that's fine. Now, Ashel has 2.
So that means I will get 2d8 because my distract will be bumped to a d8.
Mm-hmm.
And here are 2d8, and here we go. Make the roll. That's okay. That's a 3 and a 1, so 4.
Okay, so 4. Unfortunately, a 4 does not add to your. That's so yeah. Unfortunately, you did not make the limit you needed to add 1 to. However, because you used your Lion's Will, I am going as the quest master, and for the rule of fun, I'm going to let you have 1 success on the support roll because you used both of them and you're supporting, and it's fun. So Ethorn, you will be able to make an attempt to roll because it's only I'll say it counts as a 5 to 7 support result roll, which means you don't get to add a new dice to your pool, but you can add a +1 to your count when you roll.
Cool.
So for you trying to cross the bridge, I'm going to say you're doing bravely, and I'm going to say you're doing exert.
Okay, cool.
Ethorn and the rope.
So I got 5.
You got 5.
So 4 + 1.
4 + 1 total. Wow. These dice do not care for y'all as a party.
Ethorn, Ethorn, I got an idea, just like that story you told me with the chicken and the dog and the... Maybe you give me one end of the rope over here, and I stabilize it with my spear in the ground. Whoa. And then the strongest, the mightiest one of you, stable it on the other side. Ooh. And then the other two make it over.
I will say that Ethorn was actually able to make it across the bridge because...
Oh, you're telling me this story?
Yeah.
I'm just walking across.
Yeah, because I forgot that you'd already disabled it. So if you had not disabled it, you would not have successfully crossed it. But because you did disable it, you were able to cross it. So I'm sorry, Cloudberry.
I get over to the other side. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, isn't it a great idea?
So then, what happens then is once you get across, your rope that you use to stabilize it comes loose and now is back. You're able to catch it and you're able to put it back in your inventory, but you no longer have the ability because the trap has reset itself. So the trap that was disabled is now functioning again. And now, because we are now that was the one the chat chose us to go to first. Now you do have the option of trying one of the other bridges, or you can try this bridge again. However, so now, as you know, there is a tree bridge and there's also a stone bridge. There's a tree bridge, a stone bridge, and a rope bridge that you can do. And you can also continue to try Cloudberry's suggestion. You do have another party member across the other side of the river now. So
Ashel cannot hear this and is already at the third bridge that says hot foot, hot foot.
Okay.
And she's just like,
Yeah, I follow that.
I believe if I move
Wait,
fast
where they
enough,
go?
it will not be hot.
That's a good point.
It's like touching a hot pan. If you remove your hand quickly, it does not hurt.
This is going to suck. It's not going to. But
It
I'm with
also
you.
will suck us in.
How about you summon your raven and that flies me over and you run across?
My heart's fire feels weak. I'm going to run across.
Okay. I am going to have you go ahead and run across. This is now where I, as the GM, get to make a roll because I'm going to use my runic dice to determine probability to see if you're able to success. Because you have not done anything to try to spot or stop the trap.
No.
So this is my roll to see if you are able to successfully make it across the bridge without any effect. You unfortunately do not. So as you roll, a jet of fire flies up from the stone bridge, and you take 1 damage to your grit. So you are now down 1 grit.
Cool.
But you are able to make it across after that. You don't get sent back. So now you have 3 of your party are on the other side of the river, and now Dashel or Dorbus. Sorry, I combine 2 of you. Dorbus, you now have the choice of trying the fiery bridge, trying the rope bridge, or trying the tree bridge.
Do you want to try my rope again?
Dorbus, it will hurt, but you can do it. It will burn.
No, it might. This is a wooden
Just
lute.
move fast.
I can't
But
go
if
through
you are
that.
faster than the fire, you will make it.
I'm going to look at this tree. Maybe I can find a branch and it'll propel me. I'm going to go look at the tree.
Okay. Okay, so you were going to the tree. Are you gonna? This is so great. Are you going to investigate the tree in any way, or look for traps, or do anything else? Oh my god.
I'm going to look at the tree. I want to investigate for traps, but also like if there is like a nice branch that I can use as like a catapult. I have an idea.
Okay. I will say then you are using cleverly and investigate.
Okay, great. Okay, here we go. That is a 9.
Okay, yeah. With a 9, you are able to tell that the bridge is rigged with a trap that causes it to spin and dump you into the stream if you try to cross it.
Well, that's no good. I look for. Let me share my idea with you.
Okay.
Okay. First things first. I would be like, all right, it's time to put luck to the test, and I take off my lucky charm and I bury it, and it restores 1 lion's.
Oh wow.
Will.
Okay, so
That's my ability.
Okay.
I had to be honest with you, lucky charm.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to if you're gonna use it again. So yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
great. Yeah, and I was like, I just like say goodbye. Goodbye. I found you on my way to first period. I was really nervous. That's the honest truth, but don't tell anyone. That's our secret.
Okay.
That's our secret. Okay, cool. So then I look for a branch, and I want to like get it to a spot where I want to like let it propel me forward.
So you're trying to
And then-
almost like a vault over it
Like
with the
a
branch?
vault, yeah,
Okay.
and then-
you're a
and then-
gnome, so I think that's not unfeasible.
But then I would like to use my Heart's Fire
Okay.
to turn around and strum my lutes to unleash Shred, which unleashes a sonic attack against an adversary, and I'm hoping that the sonic attack will like push me to the other, complete the push to the other side.
Okay, I love this, and I think it's a good use of your next Lion's Will to do that. Why don't you put the shred over the thing so the audience can see what you're doing with the card? So I'm going to say bravely, and I'm going to say aim, because I think you're aiming for a thing that's going to push you, like, because if you did it in a way that it wouldn't propel or the wrong angle, you're not going to land. So I'm going to let you do bravely and aim.
Okay, so my bravely is 6.
Okay.
D6. And do I get a bonus for the lions on one of the die, or do I get to?
You do get to. So you can actually choose to shift up on your dice. So I think
Yes.
I think on your bravely you'll roll a D8 instead of a D6.
Awesome. Okay, here we go.
I think. I could be wrong about that, but
Power chord. Okay, that is.
Oh no.
The 4.
okay. So what happens is you try that, and because you're a gnome, you get a little bit of distance, but not enough to get you all the way across the river. And
Oh, no.
and so what ends up happening is you hit it, you land about halfway across, and then the bridge rolls, and then you fall off and dump into the stream, and you take one
And
hit to your.
I'm
crit.
just like manically strumming. No, propel.
Ethorn, we gotta jump into action and save our friend. You hold on to one end of the rope, and I'm gonna fly the other end down to Dorvis.
All right.
Dorvis, can you swim? I hope you can swim.
I can, but I don't want to let go of my loot. Help! Somebody, please! It's got my loot. The river's got my loot.
You understand, Ethorn? We gotta do this. Come on.
All right, so I think what you just initiated was a support roll. So first I'm going to have Ethorn roll for, I'm going to say bravely and aim, because you're trying to see if you can get the rope down. And then so you're going to roll that to see if you're going to be able to add a support dice to Cloudberry's roll.
Bravely and aim, you should be able to run 2d6s. There you go.
You're right. This backfired.
And don't forget that you have the Lion's Will option, so if you don't like your roll, you do have the ability to re-roll it if you can find a way to
What
make
do I
it.
need?
You need to roll, what did you get?
6.
So you do have the ability to add 1 to your roll now, Cloudberry, if you would like that, or we can have Ethorn roll again, but that's up to you.
No, we'll add a 1 to mine.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the other end, and I'm actually gonna try to tie like a loop, the kind that like tightens. I learned that stuff in War College. I'm gonna fly that down. I'll loop it around this fool who fell off the tree. You would have been safe if you just took the rope the first time. Why don't you listen?
He left without us.
And
what are
I'm
you
sending
talking
down
about?
that
Okay.
loop to loop up my friend.
Okay. For your approach, are you going to try to take your time and tie the best knot you can? Or are you
No,
gonna try
I
to
gotta
go
do it quick.
Okay.
I gotta do it quick, and I gotta do it good.
All right, so you're going to roll quickly, and you're also going to roll. You're going to roll. I'm going to say you're going to roll recall to see how well you can remember the best knot that you can from your time in War College, and you get to add +1 to your roll.
All right. Well, that looks pretty mine good, because I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10.
I remember that War College information. I tie that rope. It's kind of the ones that like adjust. I put it around my body. It goes across my body, but that's still kind of a little loop. It's probably going to be the size of like for his hand or something, and I'm flying it down to my friend. Dorvis, hold on. Don't lose the loot.
I'm dropping the loot. Help!
I got you.
I'm going to say that is a success and that you are able to pass your challenge. So you are able to get a good, almost like a lasso style knot. You get it wrapped around the not the handle. What's that called on the loop? The
neck.
The neck.
Yeah, thank
The
you.
noose?
The easier,
No.
yeah. You get like a lasso around the neck. It tightens and pulls, and then you grab it, holding on to the loot, are able to be pulled out of the water by Cloudberry because teamwork does indeed make the dream work.
Yeah.
This was the mission the whole time. We knew it. We're doing it.
Dorbus.
So, by giving each other support, you are able to make it a little bit easier to reach targets. And so, a lot of y'all try to do your challenges on your own, which is why it was a little bit harder to do them. So, you do want to try your best in Quests of Yore to build your dice pool, because if you get support or you support somebody else, you could possibly have 3 dice in your pool.
Thank you
And that is where we go.
For the advice, manticore. We learned our lesson. Look at you. You're just dripping wet.
If you would like to dry off, the third bridge is very hot.
You made it. I should have gone through the fires.
My eyebrows are singed off.
Yes, I am not hurt.
And Raven is very annoyed. Ha! I guess Raven could have flown over, but whatever. All right, so...
Look at us adventurers. Look at us. We're ready for a real quest.
So, after crossing the bridges, you look back at them one last time before heading down the path, marked by yet another sign. This one reads, "Did you burn that bridge when you came to it?" The sign immediately after it simply has an arrow scrawled on it, pointing the way. You walk for a bit, enjoying the shade and listening to the sound of the breeze brushing up against the leaves and the birds chattering away in the morning air. It's like... Well, that's not proper bird sound, fine. The trees begin to thin and the sun returns, the higher in the sky and the hotter for it. The smell of stale smoke grows as the trees all but vanish, giving way to a dry, rocky expanse. At the center of the wide clearing is a fallow field, mostly closed in by a low stone wall. The burnt smell is coming from it, and evidence of old fires is plain to see within. Amidst the blast marks, you see scattered short arrows, the kind used by the tinkers who are known for crafting useful devices like crossbows. Lined up in a loose formation are a handful of scarecrows. Rather than clothing, they are outfitted with crude arms and armor. Around the waist of the scarecrow, at the rear, you spot a bright red sash. The scarecrows, as you approach them, seem to be still, but what do you do?
That's too easy. That's the end of the challenge right there. Y'all see that sash?
I played like some really spooky dissonant chords that like don't like fit, but like real spooky, you know? Like,
What is my note, friend?
this will be perfect for you.
As you look at the scarecrow and start playing that instrument, suddenly it like turns a little bit, and not unlike the tinkerer's crossbow bolts that you saw around the clearing, a crossbow bolt shoots out at you, and I'm going to make you roll a defending roll. You are going to try to defend with a combination of, I'm going to have you do quickly, and I'm going to have you do fight. So quickly and fight.
Okay, here we go. Quickly, I get a D6, and for fight, I don't get anything.
Well, let's see how this goes.
Great. Here goes my D6.
Is anyone going to try to assist?
Am I able to use my shield to assist?
That you can do, yes.
Cool.
You can you pull your sheet up. So go ahead, and I'll have you roll bravely, and I will have you roll fight for you.
Cool. I rolled a 4.
Okay, let's go ahead and let you roll the bravely
Cool.
in the fight.
11.
That's
That's an 11, so that's a pretty good assist roll. So Matt, I'm gonna have you now add 1 extra D6 roll to your. That's gonna be your assist dice. So roll that to whatever. Add that to your total you already got.
So I had a 4.
Actually, if you want to go ahead and re-roll all the dice, you can, since you didn't know you were waiting for the assist roll. So go ahead and re-roll all the dice, unless you want to keep your 4.
I'll keep the.
Okay.
I'll keep the 4.
Okay,
That's
so roll
pretty
another
good.
D6.
No, should I?
Keep the 4.
Okay. I don't know. Did you see the future right now? Is this gonna be bad?
4's pretty good on a D6. So well, okay.
Are we still able to reroll?
I would have let. But Dorbus already used
Dorbus
his
did-
lion's
yeah.
will. So what happens is oh, hang on. Sorry, did you have an idea?
Cloudberry's like the size of this arrow, so I'm gonna try to like hold on to it like it's a rocket
love
and
it. Okay.
redirect the path of the arrow away from my friend's heart.
I love this so much. So yes,
That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna let you roll that. So you were gonna roll quickly, and you are going to roll. It's gonna be still fight, or actually, I'm gonna let you do.
Aim, maybe?
Aim, yeah. I'll let because you're trying to
Aim.
change the aim of the arrow.
All right, here
and
we
you're aiming
go.
your body, I guess.
Well, you know, if I grab onto this arrow. I'm using my wings like the rudders of a boat, so if I beat hard on one side, it will turn over to the other side.
right. Yeah, I
All right,
love
here
it.
we go. That's a great roll. Snake eyes.
Okay, so what happens is not only you aim yourself perfectly in the path of the bolt, and it hits you, and then it hits the shield of you feel the wind of the shield of Ashel go by you, but not hit the bolt, and then you and the bolt slam into Dorbus. So I keep combining your characters' names. So Dorbus and Cloudberry, you both have now taken 1 grit worth of damage, and suddenly you realize the scarecrows are mobilizing from their post. They're not moving from their post, they're turning towards you to attack you. So now we are entering what is called a trial. A trial is the portion of the game when all the characters might be in story moving at the same time or needing to move in turns in order to organize them. And the way that the system works in this game is that I get to choose as the quest master if the adversaries go first or if the adventurers go first. And then the person who goes gets to decide who goes after them, so they can actually decide if they want to use an attack action on their turn or a support action for the person after them. And so because one of my adversaries already attacked as like an initial surprise move, I'm going to now give it to the adventurers to begin with. And so I think I'm going to start with Eathcorn. Or Eathhorn. I'm never gonna. I'll get the names right after we're done playing.
No, it's Eathcorn.
It's appropriate because we
Yeah.
are dealing with scarecrows.
Yeah,
He did say he
we
wanted
ate a
to
lot
make
of corn
back.
puffs, and actually, I think Ethan is made of corn puffs now. The
Yeah.
cheese puffs at this point, so that's
And I'm
why I
okay
got it.
with that.
Yeah, Eathhorn's gonna go first.
Ethorn of the corn.
Yes. And so as you may be able to see from this angle here, we do have a nice little map laid out. I have put my manticore viewing it. There's no dragon involved right now, so I'm gonna get that dragon out of the way. Our savant that was not picked is there, so there's just some fun topiary statues on the side of the thing, and our manticore maybe a reason by. But we have our pixie. I was saying sprite earlier. She's a pixie. I apologize. So Cloudberry is a pixie. Next to Cloudberry, we have Ashil, and then we have Dorbus, and then we have Ethorn. So everyone's set up. And so, as adventurers on your turn, you get 2 moves during your turn. However, you are able to travel, which I think you can do. Also, each move can only be taken once except for the travel move, which you could use twice if you wanted to. Typically on your travel, you're able to move across 2 hexes. So you could go there, or you could just go 1 forward. So you can do that. So you can do a travel, you can do an attack, you can interact with part of the environment, you can offer support to give an assist die to one of your fellow adventurers, or you can use an item such as activating the effects of a magic item, power, or spell card. Now, it should be pointed out that I, as the quest master, do not roll dice during the trial unless there is some need for a pure probability situation in which then I would roll the rune, the d20, so the rune wheel. However, what will happen is if one of my adversaries that I control attacks one of the adventurers, they will roll to see if they defend from the attack. And if they don't succeed on that roll for defense, then they take a damage to their grit. So we will begin with Ethorn. You have 4 scarecrows in front of you. What would you like to do?
Which one has the thing?
The red one here that is between the other ones has the sash. And
sash.
So.
Okay.
And I will say, as my ruling is that while they are actively in the space, you cannot move through the space that they're in.
Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go up a little bit.
Okay, so this one here?
Yes.
Okay.
And do I have to attack directly in front of me, or can I kind of do whatever?
It depends on what kind of weapon you want to use. If you're using a ranged weapon, I'll say that you could attack this one, or you could attack that. I'll say you could attack one of these 3. This one's being blocked by this one.
Great. So I want to attack the one with the sash, but I don't want to attack it. I want to try and take my spear, which I can use to throw, and I want to try and throw it through the sash to attach it to it to get it away, so it'll go through it, and then it'll go elsewhere. Okay. So then we could potentially, if it goes elsewhere, avoid the scarecrows, because the scarecrows, as far as I know, can only move like this They can't
Okay.
actually move other places, so we could go around them potentially.
Okay, I like to reward clever role playing. That is a very, very clever idea. I want to see how it goes.
Okay.
This session may end a lot earlier than we thought it was going to, but I will. I will say.
Okay.
I will make you expend your Lion's Will for that because that is such a big move that I feel like you have to make in order to get that attempt to do it. So for that, I'm going to say you're using cleverly and you're using your aim.
Yeah.
Now this is a risky action, so I will definitely factor that into the roll.
All right, so I'm going to use my spear. I'm going to throw it. Okay, cool.
I think I'm saying that correctly.
6.
That is that's total?
Yep.
Okay. That's definitely not going to do it. And because it was a risky action, I'm going to say that when you went to throw your spear, because you are definitely below what I was going to say for you on that. So I am going to say that you take 1 grit loss because when you go to throw your spear, you open yourself up to the attack from the scarecrow you were standing next to that was right by you, and it has a little bit of a sword. So because you moved in front of it and you made an attack and you opened yourself up but you didn't attack it to block it in some way, it was able to get 1 jab at you with its sword. So you were taking 1 grit loss because of the risky action.
Ooh, that was not very good, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Oh, baby.
But Ethorn, you do actually, Ethorn, you do get to decide who goes next. Do you want one of the adversaries to go next, or do you want one of your party members to go next?
I want one of my party members to go next.
Okay, who are you gonna pick?
I'm gonna have Cloudberry go next.
Okay.
It's all right. Remember what we learned. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right. And I'm going to take down one of the ones right in front of me. So I'm going to move up 1. Yep.
Here?
Yep.
Or here?
Yep. Oh, maybe I should go around. All right. I'm going to go around.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to move 1. And then I'm going to attack that green one right there.
Do you want to stay here, or do you want to go all the way up here? Because you can move 2 hexes on your turn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm coming from behind. I know what I was picking up what you were thinking. I'm coming from behind. All right.
All right.
Okay. So I'm gonna brawl with my heirloom sword.
All right.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I heard a manticore used to use this to pick their teeth. My heirloom sword is a common weapon. Now this is the weapon of a young warrior, and I'm gonna wield it with pride.
All right.
All right. I'm charging straight for this thing.
All right. So I'm going to have you roll a bravely and a fight. Bravely and fight.
Bravely and fight. And I guess I get to shift one of them up. So I'm going to go from a D4 to a D6.
Oh, because of the weapon? Okay.
Yep. And here we go, Ethorn. I hope you believe in me.
you. I
Thank you for
believe in you. I
believing
believe in
me.
you.
Come on, War Colors graduate, represent.
Go,
flying snails. 6.
That is your target to hit it. So you were able to get a good whip at this particular scarecrow, and it takes away 1 of its grit. So that scarecrow has been damaged. You were successul.
I had the heart of the flying snails, my War College mascot.
You did. You sure did. All right. So you have done that, and now that is the end of your turn. Who would you like to go next?
I'm gonna bounce it on over to my other mighty friend, Dorbis.
I'm the mighty friend. All right. I think we need to change our tune. And I change the key. I go to drop D, right?
Okay.
And I start this metal song starts playing. And I want to use my rouse because we are all taking a bit of a grit damage. And I want to use rouse, which is my power up, to give a spirited performance to restore 1 grit, or if I crit, then it's 2.
Okay, I'm going to let you do it for everybody if it succeeds. So go ahead and roll. So I'm going to have you roll. That is going to be, so the moves that are, it's right here. It says right there. It's going to be socially, and it's going to be networking. So you're going to social network, which is the cure for all society.
I was trying. I was
The
trying
best
to stay
way
off
to make
of it.
sure you and your friends are healthy and happy is through social networking.
Every time I'm out, it always brings me back in. Oh, 1 crit. One. What's the word? That
13.
Nat 8.
1. Fortune.
That is not how fortune works. But what's your
okay.
total? What's your total?
I see. 13.
13. Okay. So I will say that your goal here was a 10. And because of that, that's a wanderer thing. And you did get 3, so you didn't quite get a fortune, but I will say everybody does get 1 grit back, and I will say that you get to have 2 back because you had a good success, and grit loss is part of the risky actions, so that happens there.
And
so you'll get back both the ones that you lost. Everybody else gets back the one that they lost.
And you just hear it goes, fight song.
Okay, so now you get to decide who goes next. Are you going to let your friend Ashel go next, or are you going to let the adversaries go next?
As I go, I'm say, Ashel, it is now your turn. Ashel, you need to go. Ashel, you need to make the move. You know?
All right, fair enough. All right, so Ashel, it is your turn now. What are you going to do? Now, you will not be able to support anyone because everybody has had their turn except for you.
Fine. I'm gonna move forward 1.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my power called Infuriate.
Okay.
My words and deeds force one adversary to attack me on their next turn.
Okay.
And as I step forward, I'm gonna be like, you're supposed to guard crops, and there's no crops here. So why don't you pick on someone your own size?
All right, so go ahead and roll for me a Bravely and a Parlay.
Okay. Bravely, I don't have anything in Parlay. So is this only 1 dice?
I guess so, yeah.
7.
You know what? The attacking was a 6, so I'll say you got it. So yeah, that one is now focused on you for its turn, which is now. So it is going to use its attack to swing at you. Because you're in range with it, it's going to try to just punch at you.
Cool.
So I need you to roll for me. You're just going to roll bravely in your fight.
All right.
Cool. That's how we're doing it now on.
11.
11. You succeeded on mitigating the damage that is being attacked from this scarecrow. So it comes out to you, and it goes for you, and it does not succeed because your
I
shield
am
stops
not
it.
your average head of lettuce.
I knew it.
All right. So that is one. That is 1 down. So that is this one. I'm going to flip this over so we know that it's taken its turn. All right. And then the next scarecrow here is also going to fire at Ethorn, so it's going to make its turn. It's going to try to attack you with its crossbow. So it's a range. It's going to try to get you with the little crossbow shot at you. So I need you to defend against a ranged attack. So you will roll against. I'll roll bravely and aim.
Bravely and aim.
6.
Yeah, so you take a shot from that. You take a damage to your grit because you're hit by that crossbow bolt. So that's there.
Ethorn, no.
All right, and then the flame crow is going to go next, which is the one with the sash, and it sees this pixie flying around trying to come at it, so it's going to make a ranged. It fires a blast of fire at you.
Oh no,
and I
you
need
do not.
Yeah, it does, and it goes. It doesn't say anything. It's a scarecrow. So it goes to fire at you with a bolt of fire, and I need you to try to make a defense against that. So I need you to roll a bravely and a casting. You're trying to see how well you...
Bravely and cast. I don't even got one for that. I don't know nothing about magic. I skipped that class, and I got a 6.
You got a 6, so you do take 1 hit to your grit because of the boom and the fire coming in. That's a pretty tough one.
Oh no!
So take away 1 of your grit, but that is its turn.
Alfred.
And just when you think that all of the scarecrows are done, Ethorn, as you are recovering your spear and you're feeling like, okay, well that took a little bit of damage, but I'm okay. Suddenly next to you in this space here, popping up out of the ground is a scarecrow that was hidden amongst the dirt and the crops, and you are suddenly given a stealth surprise attack by the shade crow that comes up and goes for a stab on you. It's a sneaky stabber, and it gives you a stealth attack against you, so you need to defend against. So I'm going to have you do quickly and stealth to see how fast you're able to react to that.
Ethorn, how'd you let yourself be stealthed by a stealther?
Hold on, I haven't noticed it yet. We're about to see what happens. Maybe I'll avoid it if I see it quick enough.
Or if you talk long enough.
13!
All right, you successfully mitigate the damage, so you take no grit from this attack. So it popped up, startled you a little bit, nothing happened.
Good thing it tried to stealth the stealther. And he stealthed back.
But guess what?
What?
I'm gonna come back at it like Indiana Jones. If Indiana Jones didn't have a whip and had a rope instead.
Okay, yeah, that is actually all the Scarecrow's turn, so we are going back to the Adventurer's turns again, so I will give you, because you went first and it's been a while since you've played, I'll let you go first again. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sturdy rope, and I am going to use my rope skills to make a lasso and throw it at the Scarecrow. And because the Scarecrows can't move, I'm going to yank it down. So it falls down. It can't do anything anymore because it's down on the ground and they don't have legs to get back up unless a farmer comes and brings it back up again, which I doubt will happen, but maybe it will.
Okay, but you do know this Scarecrow just popped up from the ground to attack you, right? Like, you saw that just happen. Like, that's the thing, it just happened to you.
Well, I think it's one of those traps that only goes up once.
Okay. Okay, you think that? Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and try that. So I'm going to say clever, and I'm going to say... I'm going to say exert, because you're trying to get enough strength with that pull in the rope to pull it down.
Okay, here I go, and I throw the rope to yank him.
Oh, yeah.
That was...
You roll out of the box.
You roll out, because you rolled out of the box, I will let you do it again. Because
How? Because he got a 2 and a 1.
But I'm going to give you a -1 on your reroll.
How did you miss the box?
I don't know. My hands
I am
are
tough,
a little
but I am
sweaty,
fair,
and it
yeah.
stuck to my hand. 3, 4, 5, 4.
Okay, so 4 unfortunately did not. That attempt did not succeed. So you were not able to lasso a Scarecrow.
But I still have one more turn,
you do
right?
have another move. Yes.
I'm just going to attack with my short sword.
Okay. So are you still attacking in the
Actually, no, I'm not.
Wow.
I'm going to...
roller coaster with you?
Sorry. I'm gonna use my spear because it makes my aim go up.
All right. Okay. So, all right. Go ahead and use your spear. So yeah, I'll let you roll a bravely and a aim. Bravely and aim, and you get to roll up.
3 hours later.
7,
It's not
8,
done with
and
his second
10.
turn yet. Was that 10?
10.
You successfully hit it, so it took some damage. That is the end of your turn. Who goes next?
I'm gonna take one of the Scarecrows to go because why not?
All right.
You know, mix it up a little bit.
I like the way you think. So it's going to come at you. So it's going to make an attack with. Now it's not hidden anymore, so it's a little bit easier to defend from. But go ahead and roll for me. I'm going to say a bravely and a fight. You are defending from this attack.
5, 7.
You succeeded, so it misses you with its attempt to attack you with the sword, and that is going to be the end of its turn. And now I am going to give the power back to the players, and I'm going to let Cloudberry
That's a
go.
distant cousin of mine. I understand,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
All right, so on my first turn, I'm going to take my spear because it does... I have better aim when I use my spear, and I'm going to try to spear through that...
This one right here?
Yeah,
Okay.
I imagine I'm getting kind of hungry. Like, it's a shish kebab, you know? It's good for garden, stabbing, throwing, and kebabs. I'm
Yeah,
going
it
to
is.
try to go right through the center of that scarecrow's face.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack. I'm going to have you do bravely, and I'm going to have you do fight. Bravely and fight.
All right. So I don't shift up, even though I'm using that, because it's
No,
not
because it's
a...
not ranged,
Understood.
However, I will say because you have that, if someone tries to brawl with you, you get to shift up your defense roll because you're using the spear as a defense.
All right. Come on, flying snails. I love a 4.
Unfortunately, that is not going to cut it, so you do not take any grit away from that. But you do have the ability now to support one of your teammates if you would like. So who would you like to support, and how would you like to do it?
Ashel, I'm having a hard time with this. We got to finish him off. He's hanging by a piece of straw there. I'm going to support you. Whatever you do next is up to you. I believe. Affirmations.
All right, so Ashel, what are you going to do? And then we'll find out what Cloudberry's going to do to support you while doing it.
Ashel Mations.
Ha.
I will fight for you, small friend of mine.
I said we didn't have to go there with the size stuff.
I apologize for telling my raven to eat one of your kind.
I'm gonna stab forward with my sword at the scarecrow.
Okay, so I think what we'll do, if you're open to this because you are supporting, how about you, since she's attacking the one right in front of you, if you're gonna like distract it a little bit, like flit around it a little bit and maybe cause it like to be distracted.
Oh yeah, I learned this in war college. Is a prime strategy for only people of my species. I call it the fly near your ear when you're trying to sleep. And I do one of those. I'm going zoom, zoom. It'll drive anybody crazy, even a scarecrow.
All right, well then I think I'm gonna have you do a cleverly and a distract together.
That is a very long name, but I will remember it dearly.
What was that move called?
7.
Okay, with a 7, you have now given Ashel a +1
Fly.
to Ashel's roll. So now you are going to make your attack. You get to add a +1 to your attack because of your assist from your teammate.
Wonderful.
And so you are going. You said you're going to hit with your sword.
Yes.
All right. So go ahead and give me a bravely and a fight.
Okay.
I think I start humming, shoe fly, don't bother me.
Does a 6 hit?
A 6 hit, 6 +1 or
No, 5 +1.
Okay, yeah, actually it does. Its attack is you're attacking with it's defending against a physical attack. So a 6 just does it. We only have 1 grit left, so this scarecrow is now off the farm. All right, so now that
I'm
is
immediately
and-
going for the blue
Yeah,
one.
you can't attack a second time, but you can do something else for your move.
Could I?
Move on in.
I'm right next to it.
You
No,
can- you
no,
can-
like move to the goal, the sash.
I
Darn
will
it.
move to the sash.
Okay, so you'll move up to. Do you want to go here or here?
Put me right in between them.
Okay. So now it is the end of your turn. You can choose to let Dorbus go, or you can choose to allow one of the scarecrows to go.
I would like my adversary to fight me.
Okay. It's excited to do that. So it is going to do. Actually, I don't roll for that, but you roll to see if you are able to defend as it attacks. So I'm going to have you do patiently, because you were like welcoming it.
Yeah.
Patiently and wield.
Wield.
It's wielding fire.
Oh, cool. So I'm just rolling one.
Wash.
dice.
Ow, Ashel, I think that scarecrow got eyes for you.
3?
Yeah, 3 is not going to defend from fire attack, unfortunately. So you do take a grit damage there. So that is going to be its move. And then
There goes
I
my
think
other eyebrow.
just to break it up a little bit, I think now the blue one is going to go for its turn. So it is going to attack with its sword at Dorbus. So Dorbus, I need you to make it a defense roll. So you're going to do bravely or quickly, I'll say, because you're trying to jump out of the way, I assume.
Yeah.
How would you try to defend against it if it came at you with a sword?
Oh no! And instinctively, I would like dive out of the way, but onto my back, which isn't smart. But like, I want to protect this loot. You know what I mean?
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
me. Quickly and fight. Quickly fight.
Okay, here we go. Quickly with the D6 and fight with a nothing. Tight. There we go. That's my loot. Oh no, my loot.
Okay.
Oh,
What did you roll?
a 2.
Okay, yeah. You were. Oh wow. Okay, yeah. You take a grit loss. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Dorbus.
Oh well, I'm gonna do with this attack.
You're gonna attack.
Yeah, I'm going to use my shred ability and use one more. I have 3 grit left.
You mean Heart's Fire?
Hearts fire, excuse me, 3 hearts fire left. That'll put me down to 2. And I'm going to use my attack to try and do a sonic wave at this scarecrow.
Okay. I'll let you do that
Okay.
because that's what you're allowed to do. So
Yeah.
you're gonna do a socially and a parlay.
Okay. Social parlay is a D8 and my socially is a D8.
Nice.
And
Which one are you trying to attack? The one right in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if I get fortune, then it loses its next turn.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll say it skips its turn because of that because it can't move anyway. So.
Come on, me loot. It's a 7.
You're doing a wield, so I'll say that, yeah, it actually, because it was a 6 was the target you were trying to get. So, yeah, it takes a grit damage.
Yes.
And you did not get it does not get the fortune, but it does take a grit damage. So that is, now that's using a power, which is a use, which is an effect item. So you also can still physically attack it because you have one more move on your turn if you want to do that as well.
Yes. Does it cost an action to like take out like a short sword or something?
I'll let you have it.
I go
because we're gonna this is gonna go on very long if we don't let anything happen.
So I string my 8-string lute and then I go. They told me not to cut classes, and I.
But yeah, go ahead and roll your attack on it.
So it's just a D6. It's just a D6.
Cool. Go for it.
I'm a bard, guys. You know.
I mean, it hasn't been that long of a very long. What'd you get?
I got a 1.
Yeah.
I got a 1. It's got me sword.
Yeah. So that was pretty low.
It's got me sword.
You were trying to go for like an 8. That is what we call ruin. And your ruin example is that your attack would be incredible if you were the target. You suffer 1 grit loss because you hit yourself with a sword because you rolled a ruin.
So I go, give me back me sword, and I yank it out and go like right in the head.
Yeah.
Ow! I got my head.
Yeah. So that is going to be that, and that is the end of your turn. And there's one scarecrow that has not gone yet, so now it is its turn, and it is going to try to attack Ethorn because Ethorn's right in front of it. So Ethorn, I need you to defend against a brawl attack. So it's going to try to like hit you with the stick again. So go ahead and roll I'll say quickly and brawl.
We're really showing off the whole system.
6.
Yeah. Just a flat 6.
Yeah.
You succeeded. Yeah, that was the target. So you were fine.
I
So
only had D8.
Cool. It did not miss. So I mean, it did not hit you. So it is fine. That is all of the scarecrow's turn. So Ethorn, I will let you go again because you went first last time. So it's been your last one to have gotten to go. So it is your turn again.
Okay. I'm gonna try this one more time.
All right.
I'm gonna take my spear.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go at what I did in the beginning, and I'm gonna try and throw the spear through the sash.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for me. I'm going to say cleverly and aim.
Remember how cool you were when you're throwing daggers in the tavern?
I'm channeling
I want to see that.
all of my satyr ancestors and their incredible throwing ability that they all naturally have. And I will all of my might and all of the meat pies that are in the thing behind from the past, I will throw with all my might.
Damn.
10.
I'll let you have it. Yeah, for the 10, you are able to knock the red flag. I'm just going to make it. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a red flag. Look at that.
Perfect. I was going to take the one from your figure, so that's even better. Yeah, you're able to knock the red flag off of it, and it's on the ground. I will say that I'm going to make it a move to get it from the ground by it. All right, so yeah, you get to choose who goes next.
I wonder if you could use that at the very end when.
That makes sense. Yeah, you can move it around. But yeah.
I'm gonna have Ashel go next.
Yeah, Ashel, go. It dropped the flag.
Go, Ashel. Get the flag before it gets you.
I have a feeling they want me to do something.
Get the flag,
Get the flag.
Ashel.
You walk through the fire.
Get the flag.
Would I be able to get my raven to grab it?
I'll let you do that. Yeah. If you want to use. Wait. Do you have enough? Do you have enough
I
hearts
have
fired?
1 heart's fire left.
Okay. I'm gonna use
Wow.
the
That's some-
rune dice to see if the raven is able to swoop in, because the raven's not like an auto success. It's just like it's attempting to do something. So I'm gonna roll and see what happens here.
Come on,
and that is
Ray
gonna be.
Bilson.
That is a 2, and that is I don't know what I was deciding my thing was, but I'm gonna say it happened. The raven is able to grab the sash and pull it up in the air, and as it does, all the scarecrows suddenly stop moving, and you now have yourself a flag, and the trial is complete, and the manticore lands down to you, and she says, "Well, you survived.
We did.
We completed the task.
Not hurt at all.
Meat pies.
That is, you survived the first of many lessons. And she sits down and she waits for you to do the same. And for a few minutes, she critiques your performance rather harshly. And with that, for a few minutes, she critiques you. She stands up and she declares it's time to head back to the tavern, but she suddenly halts you with a giant paw and nods her head up towards the tavern and says, "Up there, we behave like devils, but that's because on our quests, we do the work of angels. The folk of this land are capable and strong, but there are some things that are beyond their strength, beyond the strength of just about anyone, and that's where we come in." She stares in your eyes with great sincerity. "Adventurers help those in need. It's what we do." She lowers her arm and begins to head to the tavern. As you follow, you see her frown soften and a slight fang smile pulls up. You know, it's not too uncommon for the first-time adventurers to struggle. I know of one warrior who ended up in the river a few times during her first trial herself. And she giggles and laughs, and you successfully completed your first quest.
But Mrs. Manticore,
Hip, hip, hooray.
It's just miss, but yeah.
when will we see your gauntlet?
You know what? Come back up to the tavern with me and I will show you my gauntlet.
What about meat pies?
We're out. We sold them all.
How about another tune?
He
Sure.
fell in the
Yeah,
river.
go ahead and sing us another song right now.
Down. We went through the trials of the gauntlet. The manticore.